All right, good afternoon. We got Friday, I don't know what day it is, middle of June. So today we're going to do a brief warm-up. Again, we have a lot of work to do, and I know it's coming, so I'm not too worried about having a thorough warm-up, but I never want to shy away from a warm-up routine, especially if you're doing this recorded at a different time. So for the noon hour, most people have been up for a little while. So let's just do a brief warm-up, just to get everything ready to go. You've got your 10 standing scissors, which you've done a million times. Round 1, I'm going to have you do 10 regular squats. Round 2, you're going to do your 10 agility. And round 3, you're going to do 10 push-ups. So 3 sets of 10 standing scissors, which is your dynamic lengthening of your hamstrings, glutes, lower back, I'll even say triceps. You're using your arms and your legs via your shoulders and your hip joints and muscles. So there actually is a lot that goes on a standing scissor. 10 standing scissors. Round 1, 10 squats. You can mix up your feet as you wish. Remember, when you squat, you've got your hips, glutes, eyes, thighs. Mom, 10 standing scissors for a second time before you do your agility. So it's 3 sets of 10 standing scissors. Round 1 is 10 squats. Round 1 is 10 agility. And round 3 will be 10 push-ups. 3 sets of 10 standing scissors. Again, when you get to squats, which you're probably done, it's regular squat, wide squat, narrow squat. You got your hips, your glutes, your eyes, your thighs, your posture. Your toes should always be able to wiggle during any of your dynamic legs. Lunges, squats, leg presses. I didn't say your toes are up. I want your toes able to wiggle, which means you're not on your toes. When you get to your agility, you got your high knees, your butt kicks, your jumping jacks, your bench taps, your ski hops, your mountain climbers. Something quick, something smooth, something simple. I didn't say easy. And then round 3, after your third set of your 10 standing scissors, you're going to have your 10 push-ups. You got the slow, you got the low, you got the push, you got the breathing, you got the working. 10 on the push-up. When you get to your push-ups, you got mobility of your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders, maybe even a little bit of spine mobility. You got a nice, good, slow, eccentric motion as you go down, and then a nice, good push as you go up. Now, I did say the warm-up would be brief. That was part 1 of a 2-part warm-up. We normally would do 3, but I have a lot of work coming your way. Part 2, let's keep it very simple. You got your 10 standing runners. That's replacing your standing scissors. You're going to repeat your squat. You're going to repeat your agility, and you're going to repeat your push-up. So just a very simple, effective warm-up. 10 standing runners. You've got dynamic mobility, ankles, knees, hips, spine. You're a little more rotation on a standing runner versus a standing scissor. So it's dynamic mobility and activation on your standing runners. Again, your squats, it's only the second time you're doing them. You won't do squats again today. But I did need some joint lubrication on your lower body and some muscle activation on your lower body. So round 1, again, is your 10 squat. Round 2 is your 10 agility. Round 3 is your 10 push-ups. And that's a brief warm-up because I know what we're doing today. We've got plenty of work to do. Again, your agilities, high knees, butt kicks, jumping jacks. Got your bench taps, your ski hops, mountain climbers. If you're doing this recorded and it's early and you haven't done anything yet, be mindful on your agility. Breathe, focus, motion, activation, hanging out, enjoying life. Again, 3 sets of 10 standing runners. You had your 10 squats round 1, your 10 agility round 2, and your 10 push-ups round 3. Between the 2 parts of the warm-up, it was 120 movements. It was just a little more simple than some of our thorough warm-ups. Now, as you ladies finish your warm-up, and of course, if you're on the recorded version, you can always push pause, but I do have a spiel coming your way. Your chest pushing, we've done before. At the gym, I get to control more load, so the numbers would have been different. Okay, so I just want to let you know the numbers that you do at home might seem a little boring because of the load potential. So your pushing is going to be 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, 30. What? Chest pushing. Remember, you can do bar bench press if you have the tools, dumbbell bench press if you have the tools. You can lay on the ground, lay on a ball, lay on a bench. TRX pushing. You got your push-ups. Chest pushing is going to be 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. At the gym, we did 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 burnout. So it was a little different. But I'm going to talk about your right leg before you get started. Your right leg is always going to be moving. It's not always going to be working. Stationary forward, stationary reverse lunges. Your right leg is working on the stationary forward. Your left leg is working on the stationary reverse. Your right leg will always be moving. It won't always be working. But it's going to sound like Monday's workout. Round 1 is body weight, light. Round 2, you might add weight. Round 3, I definitely want you to start adding weight. Round 4, you're adding weight. Your leg is going to be 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Body weight round 1, and we're going to add weight as we go. Are you ready? 20 chest pushing, and then 50 right leg is always moving, but it's not always working on your stationary forward, stationary reverse lunge, and I will touch on it more as we go. I don't mind a little bit of pace. I don't want your pace to affect the weight you could use. And of course, if you're doing this today online live or anytime this week and recorded or next week, it's going to be hot. So you might need to adjust your tempo and your rhythm based on your environment. 20 chest pushing. We're going to go down by 4, and we have a 30 rep, I'm going to use the word strip set, but it probably doesn't matter at home as much as it would here. When you get to your legs, your right leg is always moving. It's not always working. When you step in front of you, you load and you push yourself back with the right leg. When your right leg steps behind you, you're going to load your left leg, and your left leg is going to pull you up. I don't mind if you guys space out and work hard, but I really need you to focus on that working correctly, because this is going to be natural when you come back as you get, not bored, as you get tired of doing the same movement. You're going to accidentally start using the back leg, and that's when the bad things happen. So I need you to be mindful that your right leg is always moving. It's not always working. Round 1, the 50 total movements, the 25 revolutions, is body weight. No holding weight. Rhythm, focus, breathing, working. And again, it might sound like Monday, but I promise you it's different based on what you chose on Monday. As the reps decrease, I definitely want the weight to increase. When you do add weight, you can hold a weight in one hand. You can have it in your right hand for a couple reps and your left hand for a couple reps. You can mix up your hands occasionally. You can hold 2 weights in your hands. You can have a bar on your shoulders, adding weight as you wish. Now we will be doing a weight distribution progression probably the week I'm in Montana, so be ready for that. But today you could unintentionally do some unilateral and bilateral load. When you have weight in your right hand and you do the right leg forward, that's a unilateral exercise, super loading. And when the right leg goes behind you, then it turns into bilateral with the right upper and the left lower. So it actually is different for you. So you want to mix up your hands occasionally, but your right leg is always moving. Notice I keep talking about it because 50 total movements, 25 revolutions is going to take a little while. Good morning, good afternoon, happy Friday, good work. So round 1, kind of a learner round, kind of make sure everything's working properly, making adjustments to your position on your bench press or chest press, making weight adjustments for the rest of your circuit. You had your 20 chest and your 50 right leg moving. Round 2 is 16 chest, so it's only a little bit less. 40 on your right leg moving. So the first 2 rounds take quite a bit. Again, kind of like Monday, but a very different workout technically. So round 2, 16 chest. Maybe it's heavier, maybe it's not. Maybe you're diversifying between dumbbell chest press, laying on something, bar chest press, right? The tools required, laying on something. At the gym, I gave people a choice of the incline machine or incline bar chest press, because after that, everything flowed normally. But the right leg is always moving, and that'll be 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Adding weight isn't mandatory, however, adding weight mindfully. Either 2 hands holding weights, or the weight is in 1 hand and you're going to mix up your hands throughout the circuit or the set. You can hold in your right hand for 5 and your left hand for 5, but you're going to always alternate between the stationary forward, stationary reverse lunge. Recorded, you have pause abilities, you can make your adjustments based on where you're doing it at, home or gym. Your chest press is 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, 30. For the people at the gym that I'm controlling, it's 15, 12, 9, 6, 3, which is only a little bit different, but then they have a burnout at the end, which changes the game quite a bit. But everybody's doing the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, right leg always moving, stationary forward, stationary reverse lunge. The right leg is not always working. The right leg is the working leg when it's in front of you. The right leg is not the working leg when it's behind you. And you're going to mix up if you hold weights, when you hold weights, and how you hold the weights. It's a slow, tedious circuit. We're going to have 2 of these circuits, circuit 1 and circuit 3. Circuit 2 is going to be a little mix up mentally and physically so we don't fall asleep. So round 2 is 16 chest pushing. You'll have your 40 on your right leg, always moving. Always do it if you want to. round 1 and 2 are long. Numbers were high. You learned what to do. You got the rhythm. You're making those physical and mental adjustments so the rest of the circuit is a little more simple mentally. I didn't say easy. Round 3, when you get there, is 12 chest press and 30 on the right leg. So it's a long, tough circuit. I hope the weight is getting heavier, higher on your chest press. And as the reps go down on the legs, I'm not worried about having a ton of weight. I'm more concerned with you holding some weight, whether it's in your both hands, or just your right hand, or just your left hand, but mixing up your hands so you have unintentional unilateral, bilateral load. Again, I don't want to think about it too much, but small changes go a long ways. Round 3, 12 chest press, 30 on the right leg. I like it, I like it, I like it. Again, you ladies online live are very used to this. Of course, if you're doing this recorded, you've probably done several of them before as well. Your chest press is 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. Those are natural strength curve numbers. Your 20 is strength endurance. Your 16 is muscle, your 20 is muscle endurance. Your 16 is strength endurance. Your 12 is all about strength. 8 is all about muscle development. And 4 is all about power. Maybe there's weight adjustments. Hopefully there is. The 30 is a nice, good burn that takes all of that power and muscle development and strength and muscle and burns it off really good. That right leg always moving isn't always working. Reps changing, load, either total load or position of load is adjusting. Round 4 is 8 chest press and 20 on that right leg, always moving, almost done, but not done yet. Round 5 will be 4 on your chest press and 10 on that right leg moving. And then all you have to do is 30 more chest presses to finish off this circuit. And as we get there, I'm going to start talking about that middle circuit. The middle circuit's all about rhythm. It gets you out of this number set because it's going to be similar later on. And I'll talk about how many rounds you do because we definitely need the third circuit done today. Anyhow, you're working. Round 4, 8 chest press, 20 right leg moving. Round 5 is 4 chest press and 10 right leg moving. All lifting the last 2 days, or within the day. Bad? Clearly got the shoulder burden coming up. Are you coming in this weekend? Huh? Again, just so you hear it, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. You got that round 5 is 4 bench press. You'll have 10 on your right leg moving, the last set of right leg moving. Then you're going to do 30 on your chest press. 30, and that's just meant to burn. It's meant to be challenging. It's meant to push your limits a little bit. And then as you're doing it in the next minute, keep your ears peeled. Remember, recorded version can always push pause. My ladies online can always ask questions. You're going to have your middle circuit coming up, and it might sound like Monday where that middle can be divided up between the middle and the end, but sometime today. Anyhow, make sure that 30 rep chest press happens. You know you're going to hear about that middle circuit a lot, so keep your ears peeled to the middle circuit. And of course, what you can't do in the middle can always be done at the end, because we definitely need to get the third circuit done. The middle circuit's meant to stimulate the mind and the body, get you out of this hard number set first circuit. Again, I'm going to start talking about the middle circuit. I don't expect you to be there. The 30 rep finishing chest is meant to burn. It's meant to be hard. It's meant to push you a little bit. And of course, based on the tools you have, the entire circuit will depend on what point you get to this part of the workout. But when you get done, I'm not going to use the word immediately, but the next thing you'll do will be chest flies. Your chest flies, you have 5 sets of 8 to 12. At the gym, we have cable flies, we have dumbbell flies. At home, most of you have dumbbell flies. Your flies, you've got 5 sets of 8 to 12. You can do 8, you can do 9, you can do 10, you can do 11, you can do 12. You can lay on the ground, you can lay on the ball, you can lay on a bench. Again, at the gym, you have cable flies. You can sit tall, you can stand tall. Circuit 2 is 5 sets of 8 to 12. You've got a rep range, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Rep ranges exist so you can maintain motion, maintain and adjust your load so you hit those reps. 5 sets of 8 to 12. Your combo is any big ab, sit up, reverse crunch, V up, hanging ab, jackknife. Any big ab is always 30. So the numbers are very simple. I'm going to give you more information as you get started, because you're definitely going to do some of it now. You might need to save some of it for later. You've got 5 sets of 8 to 12 chest flies. Whether you're laying on something, whether you're sitting on something, or you're standing on your legs, based on the tools you have. Your big abs are always 30. Sit-ups, you can lay on the ground, lay on a ball, lay on a bench. You got your legs straight, you got your knees bent. You have different positions on your sit-ups. You've got reverse crunches, you've got V-ups. At the gym, you've got hanging abs, you got jackknives. You have 5 rounds. I definitely want 5 rounds to happen today. After round 3, if you need to save it, the last 2 and do it at the end, just in case, we can save the last 2 and do it at the end. We definitely need to get circuit 3 done, but I'm not worried about it right now. Again, the middle circuit, very simple mentally. You have 5 sets of 8 to 12 chest flies, comboing with your big abs, always 30. If you do all 5 rounds now, awesome. You only have 1 more circuit to go. After round 3, if you need to move on to the next circuit, I will talk about that in about 5 minutes. Last time you're going to hear it. 5 sets of 8 to 12 chest flies. 5 sets of 30 big, hard, challenging abs. And I want all 5 rounds to happen today, but maybe you need to split it up and do it later on. I'll give you a couple minutes to get into the circuit. right, ladies, thank you for your patience. Again, if you need to move on, you're going to start hearing that information here in a minute. Remember, the recorded version, you can always just pause. My ladies online can always ask questions. Now, we have to get the next circuit done. That way you don't walk around in circles. So that middle circuit was 5 sets of 8 to 12 chest flies with your 5 sets of your bigger, harder abs for 30. But after round 3, if you needed to move on and save the last 2 rounds for later, that's okay if you needed to, okay? The last circuit is going to be triceps. And your triceps are going to have the same numbers as your chest press, but you don't need to do the 30 rep finisher unless you really want to. The 30 rep burner was meant to be that, a burner. So the final circuit, whether you start doing it now or you start doing it soon, or you're going to save it until you get done with that middle circuit, you're going to hear more. It's your triceps 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, and that's either dips or kickbacks, skull crushers, right? You can do narrow push-ups. Your triceps are 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, and that left leg is at 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. So we definitely need to get that circuit done. Naturally, it's going to be a little bit quicker than the first circuit because you know what to do. Tricep motions are a little smaller than chest press motions. Maybe your positions will vary. I don't want you to officially, formally, intentionally go faster because I need the same focus on that left leg moving. Your right leg moving circuit didn't mean your right leg was always working. Your left leg moving circuit doesn't mean your left leg is always working. I need you to have that same focus. The leg that is in front of you is always the working leg. The moving leg is not always the working leg. So as you do that middle circuit, if you need to move on time-wise, cool. You've got your triceps 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, and your left leg moving 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Same rhythm, same numbers. Try to not go faster. It's naturally going to be quicker because you know what to do, and your tricep movements are smaller than chest movements. That 5-set middle, I would love it if it happened somehow, some way. Some people can do all 5 sets in the middle. Some people need to do 3 sets in the middle and 2 sets later on, but I definitely want it to happen. And if you did Monday's workout, we had a similar mindset. We had a middle circuit that could be divided up. So that middle circuit, the 5 sets of 8 to 12 chest flies, whether you laid on the ground, lay it on a ball, laid on a bench, dumbbell flies, or you have a cable or machine on your sitting tall or standing tall chest flies, and that comboed with your big abs, sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups, jackknives, hanging abs. And if you slow down your toe touches, cool. I'll take slowed down toe touches any day. When that's all done, you've got your final circuit of triceps. 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, pushing triceps with dips or kickbacks, skull crushers, overhead triceps, narrow push-ups, ropes, bars, cables, machines, your triceps 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. Your left leg always moving 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. Same idea. Big, slow. If you're affected by the heat, the workouts the last couple days and moving forward are intentionally meant to be a little less crazy. Yes, this workout can be hard. However, we're not jumping around and being crazy and making it too difficult. Again, you still have my attention for a lot more time. I just want you to focus on you. The third and final circuit, whenever you can get to it, triceps are 20, 16, 12, 8, 4. You have different positions and movements. Your left leg is always moving, but not always working. Stationary forward, stationary reverse lunges. And you're going to play with the weight like you played with the weight earlier. A little bit of right hand, a little bit of left hand. Your Monday afternoon workout, the noon time is the next workout. We're going to do the back and bicep version of this with our stationary lateral squats. And of course, you'll hear about that on Monday. So Monday is going to be a very similar rhythm with our back muscles. How you doing, bud? You can either add weight in both hands or you can add weight in one hand. You can hold it your left foot a little bit, your right foot a little bit, mix your hands. Don't always have right, mix up your hands occasionally. That way you have unilateral balance and bilateral balance. You'll feel the difference. Again, ladies live online, good job. I'm not done with you yet. I know you're not done with me. Pat yourself on the back, showing up. This is our 194th, recorded workout since the last week of March of 2020. There was other workouts that happened early on with different instructors and myself. So this is a long, good path. I'm proud of you. It's hot. I've been saying this to everybody. Make sure you get your water in right. We talked about that before. Heat is high. If you ever just feel woozy and tired, I know it's going to sound corny. Drink your electrolytes, right? Drink a Gatorade, drink a Noon, drink a Powerade, drink a beer, right? It has electrolytes, it has carbohydrates. Your body processes them quickly, so it'll give you that energy. But of course, drink your water. You can have a margarita. You can have sangria. You can have a wine spritzer, right? You're going to feel better for that hour, and then make sure you get the water in your body. I know it sounds corny, I'm not pushing you to drink alcohol, but if you get a little woozy, you need to get electrolytes in your body. You need a little bit of sugar in your body. So hydrate, get that stuff in your body, because if you pass out in the sun, there's a lot of worse things than having a wine spritzer at 1 on a Friday. You got a hot week coming up, hydrate the soul. And of course, if you're doing projects, get your amino acids in your body. That'll help recover, help hydrate, help nourish. Again, this final circuit, your triceps. You don't need to do the 30 rep burning finish if you don't want to. It wasn't the intent. You did it earlier, kind of that pushing the envelope equation. You did your 150 right leg moving reps earlier, which was technically 75 each leg. Here you are on the other leg. You did your chest pushing, chest pulling, triceps pushing. A very common theme in the world. If people have 3 days to lift, they'll do chest and triceps one day, back and biceps another day, and shoulders and legs another day. It's a very common routine. Not for us. We do uncommon things. Your next workout will be back and biceps and different versions of what we're doing today. Pace, like to focus, legs balancing, any alternating single leg. Again, ladies, I'm not leaving you just yet. I'll let you log off and say goodbye when you get done. With the recorded version, I will turn you off here in a second. Remember, you can always push pause. The tools you have could be different. The positions you choose to do your exercise in could be different. The final circuit of the triceps 20, 16, 12, 8, 4, with your left leg always moving. Left leg was not always working. Hopefully some weight changes happened. And again, the only difference at the gym is the first circuit, we had different numbers with a burnout. The second circuit was exactly the same, and the third circuit is exactly the same. It was just that first change. Work hard, play hard, enjoy life, have a great weekend, please.